What is up, guys? My name is Chris, and I am super excited for this new game. And that game is right here, Firewatch. I have been so super excited about this game. And the crazy thing is, I have no real idea why, because I've watched nothing about this game. I mean, I've seen like trailers, but I've watched no gameplay. I don't know how long it is. I don't know. I did check out some reviews to see kind of what some people were feeling, and it mostly got some pretty good scores. Not that I really care about that. I mean, that doesn't determine if I'm going to buy a game or not necessarily. But I would have bought this anyways because I'm so excited. But it's just crazy to me how excited I am for a game that I really don't know anything about. And another thing that is super cool with this, at least on the PlayStation 4, which I guess the PC and the Mac and Linux don't have these things. So, and it's not on Xbox One, sorry Xbox people, but on the PS4 side, they also had this cool dynamic theme. And I'm just gonna shut up for a minute and let you listen to the system music. So I'm assuming that that's going to be like part of the soundtrack of the game, which usually I turn off the music on all my themes, all the system music. I don't like to listen to it because it gets annoying, but that is so calming and soothing. I just feel like I'm going to leave that going. And then check this out. So you've got all the little sounds kind of like flipping through the little walkie-talkie. And then apparently the background will dynamically change as well. So like it's kind of like sunset right now. Like it'll go to evening and then the sun will rise. And then you can see the little Firewatch area back there, the ranger station, and then the birds flying around. I just think this is super, super cool. I mean, I've got a lot of cool themes, but this is by far my favorite one that I've had so far, and I can see myself using this one for a really long time. Okay, enough of all that geeky and nerding out on all that theme stuff. We're gonna finally hop into this game. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I hope I'm not let down. Here we go. Firewatch. Oh, this is going to be sick. Better make sure my phone is muted. One other thing, Mrs. Breadfan should be getting home pretty soon, and if she's making a lot of noise when she's walking in through the door, I may have to just reach over, discreetly shut my door. But I like to leave it open because it gets kind of hot in here when I'm recording. So anyways, that's just a little bit of inside info on how Breadfan records and the stuff he deals with. Okay. Man, I really hope I can invert controls in this. But I don't see an options menu, so we're just going to go. X to start. X going to give it to you. Oh, nice. Settings. Display subtitles. Brightness, okay. I'm not seeing anything. Yes! Thank you, Campo Santo. Thought you were gonna leave me out. Okay, I definitely want voice. Well, I say that. You know what? Let's put voice at 90. Because voice is the most important out of all of them. Sounds, we'll go 80. And then music will go down to 70. Because the music's good, but voice and sounds I think are even more important than music. So, cool. All right, here we go. Can't wait. Ah, new game. The loading screen. Okay, no more nerding out, I promise. I promise. We're gonna be cool. We're gonna be cool. Boulder, Colorado, 1975. Good year. So I'm told. I wasn't alive then. See Julia. Okay. Okay. See Julia. She's She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professionals and grad students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. You're drunk. So what's your, major? You're pretty. Oh, cool. Honestly, if this were me in this situation way back in those days and I was walking up and I was drunk, I'd probably be like, you pretty. But I'm going to go with the slightly more elegant one and say, what's your major? You slur the word major and it smells like Coors Light. You give an awkward smile. Evolutionary biology, she says, and I'm a professor. Cool, you reply. What's yours, she asks. She sniffs the air. Toxicology? I like that. Was that a burn, you ask? She says definitely. Worried she hurt your feelings, she asks if you want to split a cheeseburger. 1 week later, you are Julia's boyfriend. Oh, that's so cool. Use R2, or R2 to use object, excuse me. You know what, I am going to go ahead and go to the settings real quick. I'm going to speed this up a little bit if I can. Oh, it doesn't look like I have control over that? The speed at which my reticle moves around? No. Does not seem to be a case. Okay. Never mind. I want to go up this ramp, but I've got to do some exploring. There's no Brits in this game. My British accent needs to, by the way, bad. Let's be honest. British accent needs to not make an appearance in this game. We're all Americans in good old Colorado. Okay. Thought maybe that might be a ladder. Of course, that's just a ceiling, so why would it be a ladder? Oh, I need to get my truck. I love the art style of this. It's just so awesome. You date for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. Aww. You move in. You share an apartment near... Excuse me. Getting choked up. You move in. You share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink beer just about anywhere. Life is good. Julia wants to get a dog. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia's in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while walking this dog. It's badass. You pick the beagle and she names it Bucket. You adopt the shepherd and name him Mayhem. Well, Julia's the one who wants the dog. And it's really all about Julia because she's the one who wants the dog. So, while wanting the German Shepherd to keep her safe, that's noble, you gotta go with the one that she's in love with. So, we're going with Bucket the Beagle. Bucket is a good dog. A week later, you've totally forgotten about the other one. Julia loves him. You love him too. 1979. You talk out on the deck. It's summer, 9:30 p.m., and the heat still radiates off of the high desert. What do you think about kids, she asks. Kids? They're not very smart, or good at much. I'm saying if you want to have some. A couple little idiots. One day, why the rush? She looks away out towards the mountains. We have plenty of time, right? Speak for yourself, mister. Don't worry, you assure her. You tell her she has the body of an undergrad. My ovaries didn't get the memo, she says, laughing it off. One day, okay? Okay, one day, she says. 6 months later, you get engaged, lying in bed on Sunday morning. Man, I love this. Thoroughfare. Thoroughfare trail is not recommended for inexperienced hikers. Do not forget to check in. You're in their country. Learn to live with bears. Alright, well, there's infinite sprint, so that's good. Or seems to be. 1980. It's a Thursday night and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call, you're worried and get angrier by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. You get mad, you ignore her. I feel like I'd be getting mad. You call her an inconsiderate asshole. That's probably not the right way to go. She tells you to go F yourself. That one's hardcore. Not to be such a baby. You call her selfish. She knows you mean it, and it hurts her feelings. 1981. Now that's a good year. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. You pose and flex like a He-Man. You frolic like a Victoria's Secret model. No, we're going He-Man. You look awesome. Of course you do. X to climb over obstruction. Wow, that's a pretty view. 1982. During the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking bucket at night. There's a festival in town. It brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. What? Bucket gets kicked. But. F. Dog! Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she is stressed. You confront the attacker. You scare him away. You beat... Oh, man. Alright, so... Obviously, you want to protect Bucket. And you want to protect Julia. But you can protect them by scaring them away and not being as bad as them? Or are you going to beat the crap out of this guy? It's a hard situation. In the moment, this is probably the way I'd want to go. But I'm going to try to be the better guy and just scare him away. I hope this doesn't bite me in the butt. Oh, it's going to bite me in the butt. You reach into your pocket like you've got a gun and threaten to kill him. You manage to scare all three of you. He runs away. Julia asks to take a different path from that day forward. You say, okay, you don't want to go that way either. From then on, you walk by the river. Okay, when he said, it threw me for a loop there for a second when he said a different path, I thought she meant like break up. So it flustered me for a second. Is that what that meant? 1984. Plans to have kids get waylaid by work. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job. Associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. Convince her not to take the job. Agree if she commutes back and forth. Oh, man. Really? Okay, so here's why this situation sucks. You've already kind of convinced her to put off having kids. So there's one time you've disappointed her, I'm assuming, because seemed like she wanted to have kids. So if you convince her not to take the job, that's the second time that it's really been all about you. Remember the time in the sheets you called her selfish? Well, this is you being selfish. So I'm going to ask her to agree if she commutes, but that's not really the best situation either. The best situation would be us us to both move out there and me to get over myself. Or our character. Excuse me. I already forgot his name if they said it. You ask her if she'll commute back and forth. You don't want to move to Connecticut. She says that'll be hard, but she'll do it if you won't move. You tell her not to pass it up if that's what she wants. She agrees. She flies back to Boulder 3 times each semester. Wow. 1985. Julia is sent home from Yale on paid leave after having an episode. What? She lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. She's found crying in the stairwell. You say that maybe you guys should talk to someone about it. You make macaroni and drink wine and forget about it. No, we need to talk to somebody about it. This seems important. After seeing multiple doctors and having many tests, they are worried that Julia might be suffering from early onset of dementia. She is 41. You both decide to keep it a secret for now. Oh, snap. Wait a minute. Pretty sure he had a wedding ring on. So that should be good. Bucky is getting older. Julia comments that it's kind of nice being... Good Lord, okay. Let's start this again. Bucky is getting older. Julia comments that it's kind of nice because he gets in less trouble around the house. A week later, she goes back to the university. Julia's affliction gets worse, 1987. Julia's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason and has to be brought home by police. She's devastated. Ms. Brevin just got home. She is sent home on permanent medical leave. Some days you get the Julia who calls you a dope and your unborn children little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes, she goes into a panic, believing her dad is at the door. Wow. You tell her family. They are crushed and begin to make trips to and from their home in Australia to visit her. For a while, your friends come by with little things to brighten the day. She gets worse. 1988. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2-week visits from Daniel, the nurse. He suggested Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. It sits with you for a couple of months. You decide to move her into a full-time care facility. You determine to take care of her by yourself. We're taking care of her by herself. It's what you do, for better or for worse. Better or for worse. I don't like where this is going. It's impossibly hard. The worst is when you get mad at her, like when she tries to cook her own food. You can't do anything without her, and she can't do anything without you. When she goes to sleep, you stay up for a few hours, drinking on the deck, watching baseball in the summer, college basketball in the winter, drinking then too. You start going out after you put her to bed. The first time you do it, you worry about her getting up and walking around while you're gone. You put a chair in front of the bedroom door. You trust that she will sleep like a rock. You go to the same bar at the boring end of Pearl Street. It's nice there. Over time, you tell Sheila, the bartender, everything. It's a huge weight off. You're home in bed by 1 a.m. a couple of nights a week. You look forward to those nights. 1989. One night, you are stopped at a DUI checkpoint. You blow a .10 and are taken to jail for the night. You consider trying to hide it, but you tell your sister-in-law, Susan. Julia's parents take the next plane from Australia. They can't believe the state your house is in. They tell you Julia is coming to live with them. You don't argue. You say you'll visit soon. A few weeks go by. Summer is coming and you see an ad in the paper for a job. You take it. Enter the lookout tower. Well, man, that's depressing. I don't know if there's gonna be an animal or a ghost or something up here. Turn on the power. Oh man, he really smacked that button, didn't he?
Hello, Two Forks Tower. Two Forks Tower, this is Thoroughfare Tower. Come in.
Contact supervisor on the radio. Held L2 to activate the radio. Release L2 to talk to Delilah?
Hello? Whoever this is?
It's Henry, right?
Yeah.
I'm Delilah.
Yeah, that's what the guy said on the phone.
So, what's wrong with you?
Excuse me?
What?
People take this job to get away from something. So, what's wrong?
What's wrong with you?
That's a great idea. Go ahead.
Look, I just hiked for 2 days, so I don't really follow whatever it is you're doing right now.
You take a stab at what's wrong with me.
Fine, then can I sleep forever?
Sure, buddy. Okay, now go ahead. You're just gonna wait me out on this?
Oh no! Snap!
Fine. But
Crap.
I'm gonna take a
I was gonna
second
choose the
to
top one.
guess about you. Let's see. I don't know anything about you. I say you got fired from your job and have finally decided to write your novel. That's the sort of bullshit reason you'll find a man out in the woods.
Good night.
Welcome to the job.
Crap, I was gonna choose the top one. I think you had to let go. I was hitting all these other buttons trying to select the one that I wanted. I think you just, once you hover over it or you highlight it, you let go of L2. And I think that'll choose it. We'll see when the next one comes up. 'Cause I totally screwed that one up.